Yeah, I get it 365. I give. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live, how we live. Say they don't love us, they just love it. How we live, 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 how we live. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live.
You was never around, had to hold it down. We the youngest, we was thugging, you was never found. What's that feeling? I'm the realest. All them nights I had to struggle trying to find some dinner. They don't really love me, they not really for me. When I die, is you gon' show up to the ceremony? I just bought a Bentley, just to bet your Christian Louboutin to make a switch religion. I'm not stupid, baby, but the mansion is. Me and Benji are related like we're relatives. Brought the millions in. Go and get it, I'm the shit and don't need no laxative.
I get it 365, 12 months, 24/7. Gotta get it, I need it steady. No one give it all I give. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live, how we live. Say they don't love us, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live, how we live. How we live, 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 how we live. They don't love her, they just love her. How we live.
They say in due time, but my watch broke. I know. It's a cold world, but we got coats. We grinding to make it. Yes. We shining, they hate. Yes. We ball till we fall. Every diamond's a flavor. Huh? I'm signed to the pavement. I'm crossing them over. I'm backing them down. Standing tall like a soldier. These players can't hold us. It's the winner's race. Eating with Ken and Ace at a table, no dinner plates. We the best, get it straight. What's the problem, baby? Raised out of Harlem, baby. What's driving my mama crazy? They ain't trying to give it, so I gotta go get it. Harder than ever to
I
live.
get it 365, 12 months, 24/7. Gotta get it, I need it steady. No one give it all I give. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live, how we live. Say they don't love us, they just love it. How we live, 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 how we live. And they don't love her, they just love her. How we live. Have faith in me.
Welcome to Philadelphia. Everyone, as the 76ers get ready to defend home court in the Eastern Conference. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. So the New York starting five, we've got Anthony, Robin Lopez out there with Porzingis. Then it's Vujacic, and it's Calderon in the point guard position. And it's Okafor off the drive. It's good. The assist that time from Smith.
Boy, for the Knicks last season, saying it was rough is an understatement. There was a lot of turbulence and some of it was due to their defense. They just had a difficult time stringing together stops and cutting down opponents' scoring chances.
They get it again.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
Shoots. The shot is off. So Philadelphia will take it the other way. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. And it's Okafor on the drive. The Knicks pull it in.
You rarely see him missing dunks, but the defender was right in his face on that one, and it threw him off just enough.
Yeah, poor job defensively, giving him such a clear look at the basket from three-point range.
It's hauled in by Porzingis.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start. I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
It's deflected.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling. Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Here's Embiid. The shot will not go. Good D by Lopez.
Hey, guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie last season, but he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year for this past summer's draft. Seems to have worked out for him as far as how his draft stock has changed.
And Philadelphia has possession after the missed 3 by Carmelo. Embiid dishes to Covington. Embiid inside. Lopez is there. That's a miss, his second after 2 shots. And Anthony with the basket on the assist by Vujacic.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Greg, you're right with Porzingis. It made sense for him to wait 1 more year. Clark has a lot to learn, but still comes over, as a much talked about player, a much better player than had he declared last season.
I agree with you. Yet he'll still need time to develop, but all the ingredients are there. He's got a chance to be a really good player.
Boy, the Latvian had a great shot for his height, and he'll be an interesting stretch for in the NBA.
Good call.
Smith drives in. Here's Okafor, and it's sent back by Lopez.
Really not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today.
Anthony. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Boy, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger, Clark, right now.
Yeah, it's with them.
And, guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up.
How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed.
Smith kicks to Embiid. Okafor, the pass to Smith. The 17-footer goes down. 43 seconds left here in the first quarter. Vujacic dishes to Calderon. Inside. Okafor with the steal. There's Cannon with the 3. It's rebounded by New York. Here's the break. Moving it up. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. The Knicks shooting their first free throws of the game. The first one falls. And a new group in for the Knicks. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Lopez. Williams comes in for Porzingis. Lance Thomas, he's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's a Flalo in for Sasha Vujacic.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
And Jose Calderon gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Substitution for the Knicks.
We've got 13 seconds left to play here in the first. Williams with the block. And that'll be Philadelphia as it goes out of bounds. 76ers retain possession. Here's Cannon. Okafor kicks to Smith. Off target with his three. And welcome back, everyone. We're ready to get going again as this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports continues. Players are topped off with Gatorade, hydrated, and ready to get going again as well. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Knicks?
I just like the way they're getting out in the open floor, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
Robert Covington out there with Okafor. Then there's Isaiah Cannon. Then there's Ish Smith. And it's Embiid in at the 5 spot. That's the group for Philadelphia to start the second quarter. The three from Aflalo. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. Aflalo's got himself on the board with 3 there.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
And guys, this 76ers team still trying to forge an identity. One thing that is sure, they will attack the basket, and a lot of fearless players on this roster.
Well, the 76ers do go at the basket without hesitation. They're fearless, Clark, going inside. Led the NBA last season on points off drive.
Well, you know, I like to say you've got to use what you have. They didn't have many shooters, so that means head down, get to the rim.
And it's Okafor off the drive. Goes to the reverse layup and claps it in.
I like it. I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
Smith kicks to Covington. Out to the right wing. Philadelphia moving the ball around. And here we go. Fast break. Roten's got it. And he gets it to go. Aflalo's got the lead up to 14 now for the Knicks.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs staff, to be leading an NBA team.
The 76ers shooting just 28%. They are offensively out of whack and out of step with each other at this point. That one's in there. The Knicks lead is cut down to 12 on the bucket from Covington. Well, Greg, for Brett Brown and the Spurs connection, he was an assistant in San Antonio for 7 years, was really indoctrinated in how the Spurs conducted business, Clark, before coming to the 76ers.
Yeah, he's got an interesting accent, too, a mix of Boston Australian from where he grew up and where he spent a lot of time, but no doubting his passion and his coaching ability. He's good in both.
He was actually a head coach for Australia for a while in international play. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Well, Clark, what can you say about the Knicks last season? They had a lot of trouble on their road trips, among other things.
Well, especially on the road. I mean, only managed to get 7 road wins on the season, Kevin.
And both free throws good for Covington.
And for the Knicks last season, they actually shot decently on the road. They just didn't play any defense, and that's kind of what did them in. And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And, Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is. Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Mark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out, almost like the 1-2 punch.
Well, you know, going back to the Knicks on the road, they just forgot to defend the three-point shot. I mean, they had the worst three-point field goal percentage defense with their opponents making 40% of their threes against them. That was the worst in the league. Now that's a momentum shifter there. The steal leading straight to a quick bucket.
Yeah, and a great way, Clark, to capitalize on the turnover. Don't waste any time. Get the ball right up the court. Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
And a fast break now for New York. And a follow wide open. He shoots. No good. And it's Philadelphia the other way. Smith the pass to Okafor. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Cutting into the lead with a huge one-hand throwdown.
That's how to get your team back into it.
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, guys, that might also put a little spark into those guys.
Roten kicks to Thomas. That's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession.
And you can tell that pass just hung in the air for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Long enough for him to get a hand on it and knock it out of play.
And the whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. I mean, he had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
And Robin Lopez, last season, he missed about 6 weeks with that broken hand. But freak injuries aside, he's been pretty durable over the course of his career. Had played in all 82 games the previous 2 seasons.
Here's Cannon. Here's Okafor. And that one is hammered home.
Grown man's power flush with the long hang on the rim at the end of it.
Clark, that could be a catalyst for him.
I think you're right.
And we've seen those kinds of plays get them fired up in the past.
Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Clark,
Yes,
bring it
sir.
down hard.
Yes, sir.
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
They get it back. Good D by Lopez.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
And here's Covington from the arc. And now the Knicks on the break. Here's Vujicic. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
And that's going to increase the field goal percentage even more. They have a huge edge in that category.
And that's because they've been playing.
And the first half is now in the books. New York ahead, leading by 14. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. You know, Jahlil Okafor has been exceptional here, guys.
And he really just broke out the entire arsenal of post moves there in that first half.
And I think he might even have a few more tricks up his sleeve. I mean, he'll break them out as we start heading down the stretch. I'm sure of that.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback.
Been a big game for Okafor. He has 14 points and the 1 steal.
It's amazing. More than 50% of their scoring has come from just one guy.
He is tearing it up, ripping it to shreds. I tell you what, this is some kind of game he's having here.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Kurt Rambis. Robin Lopez out there with Porzingis. Then there's Calderon. Then it's Anthony. And it's Vujicic in at the 2 spot.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the boards.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
Lopez with the steal. And now the fast break. Anthony with the ball.
10 points in a row from fast breaks. Not a great trend for the D.
Yeah, and the transition defense has been non-existent, and they're getting exposed as a result. They've got to maintain better floor balance.
Timeout call, the 76ers. Carmelo Anthony, the third pick overall in the 2003 NBA draft, was in some pretty good company at the top of that one, as I recall.
I mean, you had LeBron going 1, and, of course, Darko Milicic was number 2 on that list. But how about D-Wade at 4? A little bit of a surprise, Chris Bosh. You know, all those guys, with the exception of Melo, have rings.
Here's Covington. Soft touch off the glass. Covington's got 6.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around it.
To the inside. It's stolen by Smith. Okafor kicks to Embiid. Cannon from long range. Tries again. And another shot. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Down low. Here's Lopez. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
A room service dime by Jose Calderon. And back to Melo's top 5 draft mates in 2003, all having rings. You can't choose the team you play for as a rookie. Melo simply hasn't been surrounded by that much talent. That's why it was somewhat surprising that he re-signed with the rebuilding Knicks team last season.
New York moving the ball around. Nice shot by Vujacic. Vujacic has got 8 points in the quarter.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Smith dishes to Covington. Back to Smith. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
That's his first personal foul.
And guys, talking about Melo, I mean, he's faced some difficult injuries here of late. That puts all the more pressure on him to win a ring as soon as possible. No way does he want to retire without that chance.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. And it's good. Walk through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Shot's good.
And it's not the half-court D that's been the problem. It's scores like that which are killing them.
All these fast break points, guys, very concerning. I mean, they've yet to find an answer for it.
2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Okafor, the pass to Covington. The shot is off. Now the Knicks take it the other way.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
The 76ers didn't lie to themselves about last season, Greg. They knew they weren't going to be in the playoffs. They spent a lot of time last season developing their young players.
Yeah, exactly. And listen, the third straight year the Sixers would miss the playoffs. But as you said, Kevin, they knew what the season had in store. The key was, could they keep those young guys focused on growth and experience and not get caught up in the fact that they struggled to win games.
Okafor gets the bucket. 1:27 left to play in the third. Thomas kicks to Roten. To the paint. Here's Williams. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Reverse that one home. Now that was nice, real nice.
The agility on display.
Yeah, you love that body control.
How about the power and grace on that finish?
Here's Embiid. And they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
The one-hand slam is so sweet. when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Up high and down hard with one hand.
Got a little extra forceful with that one, didn't he? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I think that's going to rouse up his teammates, no doubt.
And good on the basket. Book it.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Out to Smith. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And it's Okafor missing.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions. Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
With 1 on the clock. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Knicks lead by 17. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Smith is out there with Isaiah Cannon. Then it's Joel Embiid. Then there's Okafor. And it's Covington in at the 3 spot.
That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is. Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Here's Cannon. He's guarded by Aflalo. Covington dishes to Embiid. And he jams it with authority.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. The 3 from Aflalo. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Cannon, the pass to Covington. Williams with the block. And Aflalo kicks to Williams. Back to Aflalo. New York moving the ball around. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Knicks.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
You know, they're taking care of business in the paint, too. Those are valuable points they've been getting down low.
And the technical free throw, missing that time. They'll retain possession here, however. Here's Vujacic. Here's Lopez. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Embiid's got 3 rebounds now in this one. This is to Cannon. From outside the arc, Vujacic grabs the miss.
And he has slipped into a funk, Clark. You can see the confidence is shaken.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he's very much deflated. The basket looks a lot smaller to him at this point, and the only way you can get out of it is to work yourself out of it.
And Philadelphia calls time here.
Right before Carmelo went down with the injury last season, it seemed like he had added the fadeaway to his game, molded a little bit after Dirk Nowitzki.
And New York making a change here. Thomas is checked in. 2nd minute off the clock now in the 4th. Passes it to Okafor. It's hauled in by Jose Calderon. Carmelo's reasoning was that he had been burned enough by Dirk's fadeaway, he had to adapt.
Yeah, that's a great fadeaway to borrow from, for sure. I mean, Melo already has a mid-range game, terrific mid-range game, and this shot makes that even deadlier.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Leans. Embiid, no good.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
The 17-footer. Calderon, no good.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Embiid. So it's the Knicks now. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. The wide open look here for Anthony. That falls. Nice feed this time from Jose Calderon. Calderon's got his 7th assist in the game. Smith dishes to Cannon. He's looking for Okafor and finds him.
Not only is their lead big, but their advantage on the boards is huge too.
They've been the aggressors, plain and simple, outworking them, fighting for every loose ball.
Cannon kicks to Covington. It's stolen by Calderon.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Knicks.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for them, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Lopez. And you have to love the effort he put forth on the glass. He played with a fire no one else could match as he chased down those rebounds.
And the Knicks making a change here. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Lopez. Derek Williams comes in for Porzingis. Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And Roten subbed in for Jose Calderon. Smith, the pass to Okafor. Kicks it to Covington. Back to Okafor. Stolen by O'Quinn. And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. 2 free throws coming up, and they'll retain possession.
So far in the game for O'Quinn, he's got 8 points, and he's come away with 2 steals as well. He's blown up some plays out there.
And it also shows you the importance of intelligence as a defender, because he has been a nightmare on the ball.
Well, the city of Philadelphia has had some tough fans. There's no doubt. You know, we've seen him do Santa Claus. You can imagine, Greg, how they felt about this Sixers team a year ago.
You know, the Sixers were going to be in trouble from the very start of the year. A lot of fans didn't even bother to show up to boo. I mean, Philly had the worst attendance in the league last season.
But they've got hope, Greg.
A lot of young talent. Maybe this is the year it starts to materialize.
Well, when you look at the 76ers, it's no surprise that they have empty seats. I mean, they ended up 12-29 at home, which wasn't the worst mark in the NBA, but it was tied for second worst.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. But he stays with it. Covington dishes to Cannon. Out to Smith. Back to Okafor. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. The 3 from Aflalo. The shot misses. So no problem for New York as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look